Yes. So, we're first going to show a little recap from last year. We're going to show some loop drawings. This is initially how we started. And this, again, is this algorithm-driven drawings, where we have an algorithm that places a symbol and it runs through the relationships from the left and all the way to the control system. So the instrument's on the left, and it has some terminal strips. There is connected a wire. The wire is in a pair. The pair is in a cable, etc., and so forth and so on. So there's an algorithm that calculates and places this on a drawing. So it's pure algorithm-driven. And this drawing does not exist. This is not a file. This is not a PDF. This is pure data streamed from the database in real time. We also made block diagrams. As an example, we did some electrical lighting block diagrams. This is also streamed real time and distributed using a different algorithm. You can see the fuse box to the left, and connected all the lamps, and there's a lot of them now since we are using LED, with all the cables in between, and they're all distributed again by using an algorithm. There was also a request for the connection diagrams, but we saw that using them as a diagram would be not so efficient. So in case we define just like a view, so we can see every terminal strip, and we can see what is connected to every terminal, and find available terminals to possibly find where is the shortest path to the control system if you want to hook up a new symbol, for instance, in a brownfield scenario, want to do modification. We did also a single line. Again, this one is also streamed straight from the database. And yeah, it's what it is. We did the PNIDs, so I'm going to skip that. We're just going to go to the SCD. We're going to do PNIDs for Munin, so we can combine there. Yeah, and here was SCD. This was this file that came was a mix of Visio file and AML or something like that, I remember. So we did this, and then we started playing around with it. So the first thing we did was switched off the color. Just as a thought experiment, can we change it? And yes, we click a button and we can switch off the color. And what did we just do? Well, we didn't change anything, but we have changed how I wish to look at the data. This is important. So the data is still the same, but the view has changed for me. So then we started playing around with new things, maybe like review functions and things like that. And we added that on top, so we could compare this revision or version of the drawing with a previous version, automatically mark up with color if something has changed between the older and new, and made some comments here. There was also the last function we tied together with just a thought experiment again with commissioning packages, where we automatically can put them also on top. So we're all working on the same data set. We haven't really changed the data, but we have added more connections to the data. And with different hats on, you can all work on the same data set, just using your tablet, phone, or computer, anywhere. Lastly, we were asked by a customer to make some sort of red line markup feature. And I didn't really like to do this because this is, again, like was said this morning, document workflow. We're trying to get away from documents, but again, of course, the customer asked for it, so they will get it. But we see the future that we need to start thinking about revising the equipment. Like a revision on this vessel. And just approve that change. You don't reapprove the entire design. You approve the change, and this is where we think the future is. Yes. So now over to the new data set. Yeah. As I mentioned, we used the Munin data set. We were supposed to show some customer stuff, but yeah, unfortunately, this is what we have. We import the DXP formatted Munin file. We are working on VPN, so it's a little bit slow. Yeah, so see, again, this is in an internet browser. This drawing, though, is not algorithm-driven, right? So, because an engineer has actually placed an object on a specific point on the drawing, they made a rotation, they've done something, so the computer cannot automatically distribute this drawing. And there's where the schema comes in, and this is the DXP schema. It can be other schemas, but we have used the DXP schema, and that's how we interpret the drawing to graphically show on the drawing. So this is Munin, one of the Munin PNIDs. We had a question about looking at properties and adding information from other sources. And this is the properties available, for instance, for this instrument. And then some of you asked for IMF. So IMF was explained this morning. They had these different aspects, like product. What seems to be a light green now is actually a cyan color, is a product aspect. The yellow one, a functional aspect, and the magenta is location aspect, and so forth and so on. There is many aspects to our different points of view to a piece of equipment. We're going to go back to the product and see if we can connect this up to EQ Hub. We're missing a EQ Hub ID. So Alex will key that in.
Of course.
And then suddenly we are populated with the available data from EQ Hub. So this is all real time. Hey! Yes. And then a little funny challenge we had. We have a little green little button down there in the corner, like a little chatbot. So we tried to make a function, and now it works on right click, What is it? What is it? And then we can use the chatbot to help us. So this is a process shutdown, and it shuts down a valve, and the valve there, it's hyperlinked, so can you click that one? Yeah, it jumps to the valve. So this is showing how a chatbot can work. We can maybe ask it more questions. Are there more shutdowns?